Welcome back to the Milestone Moment, where we take top producing realtors, we ask them about their history, how they got started, and a little bit about their business. Today we have Jake Newman with the agency. Welcome to the show, Jake.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So obviously I know your background fairly well because I've worked with you for so long, but tell for our viewers kind of how you got your start in real estate and how you kind of got to a little bit about where you are today.
Yeah, so this was back in 2016. I had graduated college in 2015. Had a few odd jobs, but really didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually took a test which gave you some clues as to like what your personality is and what you would be interested in.
What professions might
exactly.
fit. Okay, yep.
Exactly. And I looked at it, and one friend was like, you should be a developer. I was like, you can't just be a developer. And he was like, okay, go into real estate. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
Be a stepping stone to development, okay.
And next day, I bought all my books and started studying.
Nice.
So, yeah, here I am.
I love that.
Yeah.
You started out on a team, kind of grew, were in the business, and then what brokerage did you go to when you kind of went on your own again? Tell me a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I first started off actually as an assistant, worked my way up to a buyer's agent, stayed there for a few years, and then I went off to another team. And then beginning part of 2020, things just didn't work out. It wasn't right for me. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, boom, COVID hit. And I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be in the business anymore, just with how crazy everything is. But things just started to take off at that point. I went off to Remax, but then wasn't quite right the fit for me. So then I went to Sotheby's, and I've jumped around a bit, but I've definitely found my place right now at the agency.
Kirkland.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a great office.
Yep.
Obviously, Jen Cameron, love her. So
Now
tell me, during COVID, how did you make that go? Obviously, you're not should be able to show houses. It's that whole thing with Matt. Like, how did you were not on a team at that time?
No, I was not. No.
Wow. So not only kind of on your own, but then in this new environment. I mean, I was trying to do like Zoom things, and it was all this new stuff. Did you, you couldn't even do an open house. Like, how did you find clients during that time? Do you remember?
Honestly, so I tell this to a lot of newer agents is, some people can succeed immediately in the business, but it's all about staying power. And I'd been in the business for 4 years at that point. I'd been up and down. But in 2020 is when everything clicked. And it's not just 2020, it's everything that sort of worked up to that point. And so I had some past clients that were reaching out all of a sudden. I had friends who were in the business, or who were getting to be that point where they wanted to purchase. I was getting referred more people, and so it's just sort of, it all clicked where everything sort of came together. And in 2020, you're right, was crazy. I remember I sold probably 6 houses via FaceTime, sight unseen to clients, but you just had to do whatever you could to make it work.
I think that's a great thing you hit on. It sounds like there's so many agents out there that are grinding and just things aren't coming together, but it's like being consistent, continuing to grind, and then kind of building up those skills is going to make all the difference when it starts to click and people call you back and you've closed enough deals and then their friends think of you. Is that kind of just snowball from there?
It's the snowball effect, and you just have to be persistent, work hard, treat others well, do the right things. It's not brain surgery. It's just doing the things day in and day out, and eventually you'll be successful.
Now, Jake, not only are you a realtor, but I know you've also done some investing on your personal side. Obviously I got to do a loan for you on your primary home, and then you've got other things going since then. Tell me a little bit about how your investment side, how that kind of either works with your business and or what you see that doing in the future for maybe clients that want to align with you.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I've been thinking about the longer I've been in my business is long-term goals. How am I going to retire or semi-retire? What does that look like? When do I want to do it? And the obvious answer to me was through real estate. And so I've been buying real estate for a few years now, but it's only until recently where I've really dug in, figured out what is the right game plan for me. I actually joined an investment group. And so I am I just bought my first investment property where I am completely remodeling it. We're going to build 2 ADUs, which are essentially just 2 townhomes in the back, and I'm really excited about it.
Wow.
And so that's how I sort of relate it back to my business in real estate is whether they're first-time home buyers, they're savvy investors, I always like to sort of walk them through how their property looks at as an investment. Because at the end of the day, even if you're living there, you want to love it, but you also want it to be a long-term investment for you, to let your money go to work for you. And so there's certain pitfalls that you want to stay away from. When buying, and so like I feel like I can bring that sort of added edge, and it's all about knowledge and education.
I love that. Obviously, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to love the kitchen, I want to love like the backyard," but you're like, "Well, what if this other house has a bigger backyard, and when you go to sell it, it's going to be this, or you can do an ADU, or all those types of things." Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And I always talk to my clients about investing in real estate because I just know how powerful it is, how successful you can be. And for me, like I have goals of retirement, and I know I can talk to my clients and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. If you have any interest, like let's talk more about it. And next week, I'm showing some past clients of mine, actually of ours, Connor and Tom, because they want to start investing, and I'm going to show them my property and all the remodeling that I'm doing, and sort of walk them through it. So it's awesome.
They are fantastic. Okay. Now, you've had amazingly the best year of any years, I think, is in 2025. What do you attribute your success? Because there's a lot of agents struggling this year. You're having kind of a monumental year. What do you think is the biggest thing that has led to that?
That is a good question. You know what? It's just doing the work and treating people well, because like at this point, my biggest source a business is from referrals, and I just know that if I don't work hard, if I don't treat people the right way, if I don't do things and operate my business the right way, like it's going to stop. And so that's just one thing. The longer, like we talked about, you're in the business, the more it snowballs. And so it doesn't matter what the economy is doing, it doesn't matter what the market is doing. If you work hard, you treat people the right way, like you're going to be successful. Their houses selling every single day, so I just try to take my little bite out of it.
I love it. Now, for any agents watching, Jake is super consistent with past clients. He does client appreciation events, he does mailers, he's constantly staying in front of them, holiday events, all those things that people like probably think they should do, you're doing, which is a testament to your consistency and just business plan. I love seeing that. Now, Jake, this show is the Milestone Moment. Was there a moment that it all changed, or what do you think is kind of that defining time in your real estate market, or your real estate career, I guess?
Well, I feel like we've sort of touched upon sort of the 2 defining moments. The first was in 2020 when I went out on my own. Scary moment. Didn't know what I was going to do once we were all shut down. I was sitting at home, but it was really just getting my mindset right, figuring out, okay, this is what I want to do, really focusing and dialing in and figuring out what my game plan was going to be, and then just delivering on that game plan.
You bet on yourself and went on your own, and now
exactly. I would say 2020, or even this year as well, 2025. I'm doing my first big real estate investment project, and I know it's the first of many to come. I joined the investment group. So I'm just betting on myself, like I said, and then I know that it's more than just real estate, and so I'm really focusing on my health, on just bettering my mindset, and doing all the right things, because it's not just one area of your life that you can excel in. You want to excel in all areas.
I love that. That's so good. So now, obviously, we're halfway through 2025. Is there anything that in your business, obviously you're excited about your development project, anything that you're excited about in your business later this year or next year, that anything you're changing, or any new technology you might be implementing, anything that you can kind of pass on there?
I'm just excited to continue to grow my business, and looking at ways to optimize my business. Whether, like, what I've learned is that I only have a limited amount of time in my day, and if you don't hire hire companies. If you just take care of all the tasks on your own, you're not going to be successful.
Yep.
And so really figuring out different ways and different companies that I can hire to bring it in to make it better for my clients and for myself as well. And the obvious answer is trying to figure out ways to augment your business with AI.
Yeah,
it's just, it is the future, and it is going to make us more efficient and better for our clients. And so just continually searching for ways that I can use it to help my business.
I love that. That's fantastic. So you've been a fantastic guest. I've said that word many times. Is there any parting words, anything that you want to either pass on to either a newer agent watching the show or any clients that you want to, obviously, like, what is it to say, work with Jake Newman? Obviously, you know the experience you provide, the process, all the knowledge and negotiating. Anything that you wanted to highlight in regard to that?
Yeah, so I guess when you are working with an agent, like I said, you're working with a whole team. You're not just working with one individual person. They have their inspectors, they have their lenders, they have their title team.
Right.
And so it's really surround yourself with excellent people, because they are a reflection of yourself and your business. And so I'll just say I've been very happy and honored to work with you, because I know that you treat my clients in the way that I would want them to be treated and how I would want to be treated. And so it's just really surround yourself with the best people. And again,
all the way through that process.
Yep, exactly. You'll be successful in anything that you do.
Well, thank you for the kind words. And Jake, you've been a fantastic guest. Thanks for being on the show. Jake Newman.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thanks again.